Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon with the Thug. I just want to thank everybody who's been tuning into the channel, give me some feedback on and off screen. I really appreciate that. It's been a lot of fun trying to bring some top level matches of Generation 2 to YouTube. Today I got some real special planned. I haven't filmed any videos in quite some time, but I had this one. I just thought it was too good not to bring and show everybody because great match. Today's match is with Roostur2. He's a guy that's typically at the top of the ladder. He's an impeccable battler. His mechanics are sound, and so I just want to go over it today. I just thought it was a lot of fun, and I don't know if I'm having as much time with the increased workload to be filming the videos as much anymore. But I definitely wanted to make sure, even if this is the last one for a bit, to really leave off on a good note and give you something really cool to watch. And also, I'm going to show you today just a couple ins and outs of some of the things that I've learned throughout my process. Again, shout out goes out to OBS, Open Broadcast Software. If you're looking to stream or get into it, check that out. They do a really great job. Free product that has made this all possible. It's really been a fun project of mine. But with that being said, I also want to talk today about the team that we got. Had a lot of luck with this team climbing up the ladder, winning a lot of quick games, which is oftentimes hard to do in Generation 2 because everything's so tanky and so stally. So this team oftentimes is catching a lot of people off guard and getting a lot of quick wins, which helped me climb the ladder pretty fast. My current ranking I don't think is very high because it was been a long time since I have played, but I've had this video sitting in my archive and I was like, I gotta film it, gotta bring it out. So here it is. So here's the team that we'll be playing with today. We're gonna bring two EV twins. We got Umbreon, who's gonna be my opener, and he's a pretty standard mean look set. His goal is just going to be to trap with the mean look and then baton pass the favorable matchup. He's also got Charm, which is great. He's one of the few Pokemon that does learn Charm, which is the -2 attack drop, which can be good with something sword dancing or cursing up. He's a good way to come in and neutralize that with his bulky defenses and his and the Charm. Only problem is him being weak to fighting does sometimes cause quite a bit of a problem. And then we got Vaporeon here, and this is the real surprising part. Is it's actually a double baton pass set, which is legal according to Smogon rules. You can run two baton passers. I think they've changed in some of the other generations, but nonetheless, that's kind of what we're working with here. She's going to be, while Umbreon can set the matchup, Vaporeon's got the stat boosts. So he's got Acid Armor and Growth, which are great, and on his own he can sweep pretty effectively, growthing up and then using the stab Surf. I like Surf over Hydro Pump because I'm not a Rest Hawk set. I am worried about PP. And then we got Snorlax. Over the course of the channel, you've seen probably me break out a bunch of different Snorlaxes, but this is the one that I like the best. I've had the most success with. Using Return over Body Slam and Double Edge, I think Return's the way to go. No recoil, higher damage than Body Slam. No paralysis chance, but I definitely think it's worth it for the increased damage. And then you've got the Flamethrower, which is fantastic. It's a real game changer. No, he doesn't have Sleep Talk, which means that he can lose the Snorlax for Snorlax matchup, but the good thing is I do have other counters to that anyways. And the Flamethrower shuts down all the Steel-type Pokemon that want to come in and laugh at the normal type attacks. Even if he's cursed up, ThugX comes in and takes nothing. So the Flamethrower, I believe, 3 hits ThugX. I could be mistaken, maybe 2 hits ThugX, 3 hits Skarmory, something like that. You can opt out to do Fire Blast to go for the 2 hit, but I definitely prefer the consistency there with the 100% accuracy over the 85. And then we have Blissey, fantastic Pokemon. Best heal bell in the game, other than maybe Miltank. I think Miltank's probably a little bit better depending on what you're trying to do. He's got the Light Screen. He's got Ice Beam, Heal Bell, Soft Boil. Light Screen might seem a little redundant with his special defense being crazy, but I don't like running Reflect because I feel like when your defense is that low, even with Reflect, you're still subpar. So it just kind of pushes over the edge. So if some is good, more is better. And then Alakazam has Fire Punch, Psychic, Encore, and Recover. Encore is neat, come in on a cursor, definitely going to outspeed them. Encore the Curse, make sure that they just keep using Curse forever. And while Curse goes up, their special defense does not. So you can continue to just rattle off those stab Psychics. It's pretty good if he doesn't be able to come in on the Baton Pass. He can do some work on his own. Recover, I just think, is a mandatory. Anything that learns recover should use recover. And so he's really what I'm looking to set up with the baton passes. And then again, Fire Punch to stop the psychic Pokemon that can come in and resist, or the Steel Pokemon can come in and resist his psychic. Last but not least, typical Skarmory set. I think she's a must-have, one of my favorite Pokemon, period, in Generation 2. Whirlwind, Drill Peck, Curse, and Rest. The best phaser. I like him over Suicune. Just fantastic. So, that being said, just kind of want to go over the team. If you're looking for a fun team to play, go ahead, copy that down, and give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. The double baton pass really does catch people off guard. But with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and get straight into it. So here we are versus Rooster, I believe, who was number 1 and number 2 at the time. I don't know. I haven't actually checked the ladder recently, but he's always gave me a good match, and so we're just going to go ahead and get started there. So I'm actually going to switch it around so you can see it from my side. So I'm going to go ahead and open up with Umbreon, and actually we're going to go to normal speed. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just because it's not a super long game, but I definitely want to go over some of the plays here. Actually, we'll just go ahead and start it back up. So with that being said, alright, so we are going to open up with Umbreon. We're going to go immediately for the mean look, and he's going to switch into Steelix, which I'm sure is going to have Roar. That's exactly what happens because he does not want me locking something in and setting up on it. So I am going to go into Vaporeon here, just from the Roar, and I go ahead and just take this time and start setting up. So I start out with a Growth. He immediately goes into Cloyster, and I have to go for Acid Armor. Mainly because I'm worried about the explosion. He's already got his spikes up. He might just go ahead and immediately try and take out one threat. It might be worth it, it might not. Either way, I definitely go for the Acid Armor right away. Make sure that he can't explode on me. I was trying to actually maybe catch him off guard. If he did go for the explosion and got the Acid Armor off, he didn't crit. Probably would have lived with some decent health, and he would have died. So I was kind of hoping for that. And then with 2 Acid Armors up, he realizes he's not going to be able to do anything there. Immediately switches into Zapdos. But at this point, I've got my 2 special attacks, my double growth, and then my ×3 defense from the Acid Armor. Pretty much going into, I'm going to go into Alakazam here, and I believe it's a sweep. Of course, as you may guess, it's not a 10-turn game, so things didn't go quite as planned. I did the calcs. Zapdos at max roll here does 75% damage with a Thunder. So I know I can live the hit and baton pass out. I'm not worried about it. Even if he paralyzes me, I can just, the paralysis doesn't pass on to the Alakazam. So kind of wanted to touch on that. This is a big turning point game. And so not only does he land the Thunder, he gets the crit, 70% chance to land the Thunder, 6% chance to land the crit. So I was really mad. I was really mad. So going to Snorlax here, knowing that he's my special wall, and I anticipating going into Steelix, trying to catch him off guard with the Flamethrower, but he goes into Tyranitar here. So I believe at this point it might just be a curse match here. He's going to curse up. I'm going to curse up. I guess my thoughts are here is he's probably going to be all physical attacks, and Snorlax is an absolute wall. And so maybe we can do a little curse off here, but I'm going to go ahead and go into Umbreon, thinking that I'm not going to whittle him down with Flamethrower. It's probably not worth it since my special attack is so low. So I'm just going to go straight in here, get the charm off, and he goes immediately from ×2 back to neutral, and you can see that negligible damage there. So I'm just going to go ahead and baton pass out in case he switches, predicting the Earthquake or something like that, or either way going into Skarmory to whirlwind him out. But he's going to go ahead and roar me out in advance. I go into Snorlax. Don't really want to be in Snorlax, so I just end up back at Umbreon. It's going to be a little bit of a dance here trying to get position, but because his speed's already reduced from the curse, he's going to out-slow me, if you will, and be the last one to attack. So he is continuing to get the roar off and load up on that spike damage. And at this point, really don't have much I can do, and I get the burn. So 10% chance, extremely lucky. Gives me a chance to, now if he wants to stay in there and just continue to roar, he's slowly going to wear himself down. And with the burn, I think it's going to cut out the leftovers. So it brings me back in here to Skarmory. And I guess at this point he decides he's just going to go ahead and switch out. So I do go for the Drill Peck here, thinking he's just going to probably roar me anyways. I can slowly just chip him down. and he goes into Zapdos, makes a double switch into Cloyster, which is not really the greatest position for me, because I am worried again about that explosion. Definitely want to hit the Blissey. So he makes a triple switch, goes into Gengar. Another great play on his part, and it forces me into Alakazam. He goes to the Hypnosis, 55% accuracy, misses it. Real lucky there. But of course, the Psychic from the Alakazam is going to outspeed and take him out. So predicting the switch, I do go ahead and just go for the Fire Punch. He brings in Snorlax here. I just go ahead and rattle off Psychic, kind of see what I'm working with. And he does drop a Body Slam, which looks like it is going to be a 3-hit kill after leftovers, but I'm very concerned about being paralyzed. Really ruins the whole play, so I'm immediately going to go into Skarmory, and I'm glad I did because I did in fact get paralyzed there. So at this point, he shows off that he's actually also packing the Fire type move. I definitely think it's the way to go. If you're thinking about playing Generation 2, bring the Fire on the Snorlax. It's so worth it. So now my perfect Snorlax wall can't stay in. I'm going to go an Umbreon here, knowing that I can eat up this Fire Blast, 16%. And I believe at this point I can try and set something up here. So I think I went for the Mean Look. No, I just went for the Charm. So just go for the Charm here, try and whittle down the Snorlax in case he tries to do anything later. He makes a double switch, and at this point, as soon as he brings in the Cloyster, I'm always worried about explosion. I know if I rest, I can live the hit. So I just go ahead and get my heal up, knowing that I have Blissey in the back to come in later on, get the heal bell off, and wake my Umbreon back up. So I go up to the Flamethrower here. I'm like super surprised. I'm like, oh, he stayed in. Maybe he forgot. No, the player this good does not make those kind of mistakes. He decides it's worth it, and he's just going to go ahead and trade his Steelix for my Snorlax. And I think that's a pretty good trade for him. I was a little surprised by it, which is why I didn't curse. But then I go ahead and make a great play on myself. I bring in the Blissey. He again goes for the explosion. I was worried about him going back-to-back explosions, and I bring in Skarmory, who can luckily live the hit with 12% left. So we're back in it. So now it's 4 Pokemon to 4 Pokemon, and I've got Umbreon here. So if he is packing the Psychic, it's totally worth this. So he's just dropping Thunderbolts, so I'm not really worried at all. And it shows that he's not the Destiny Bond set, he is the Explosion set, and he's going to go ahead and pick up another kill here. So it's a 3-all game, but I do think he's got a bit of a favorable matchup. So I open up, I make the right start here. Blissey's packing Ice Beam, so I'm not worried about Zapdos. And I know that he's going to switch out, so I drop the Heal Bell off, which is going to unparalyze the Skarmory, which is huge because now I can outspeed and get my rest off. Paralyzed Skarmory, as soon as it comes in, it gets hit by whatever's in there, and he's going to die at 12%. So that's big. That burn really put in work on the Tyranitar, and so at this point, his damage is halved. Even after the curses, I'm not really worried about him, even though he's his physical threat. So I'm just going to continue to rattle off Ice Beams here. As you can see, even after a curse, the burn just does too much reduction. And I believe now he's going to be in kill range for my Ice Beam. I'm going to go ahead and take him out. And we are going to take a 3-2 lead here. He goes into Snorlax, of course, got to switch out. Can't let him set up. And I can't let him kill the Blissey. So I guess at this point I just decide I'm going to go ahead and drop the light screen off. I can't risk an immediate switch I can't risk the immediate switch into Skarmory, because if he comes in and he's just going to drop a Flamethrower, he's going to just drop a Body Slam, he's going to kill me, because he'll also get a follow-up hit even after I come in and I outspeed him, because I am paralyzed. Actually, I'm technically unparalyzed now, but if he does get the paralysis, or if he does get the Flamethrower, that's a dead Skarmory. So I kind of want to stay in there, see what he's going to do. I do just drop the light screen, pretty much just foddering off my Blissey at this point, thinking I think I calculated I was going to be able to take a Body Slam. I just kind of want to see what he was going to do. He does go for the curse, and so knowing that I stayed in, which is technically the wrong play, I guess, if you will, I'm thinking he's just going to take this opportunity to curse up, but he doesn't, and he just goes for one curse, bulks up his stats, and immediately goes for the Body. So my Skarmory comes in. Unfortunately, it's not going to live that. So I was thinking that he'd be afraid of this me just soft boiling back up. Again, I have it here on the side chat. I think I did calc it, and without any curses, I could just soft boil up and kind of wear him down. A little bit of a stalling game, which I'm going to do here now. And you can see that um, he really can't do a whole lot to me, especially after I got lucky with the Alakazam burn. But at this point, game's pretty much over. I have to stall him out. PP stall him, let him run out of rest, run out of body slams. I have plenty of moves on my end. I believe that some of the things I'm packing are high PP. Let's see, Heal Bells I think is only 10, Ice Beam's like 15. Nonetheless, it's not going to happen. He's bound to get a crit, and he is in fact going to get the body slam crit in the game. So crit kills Alakazam, crit kills Blissey, and crit kills Vaporeon. So the luck was definitely with him, but it's still nonetheless a great game. Finished off a 2-0 win, and just fantastic. He's always so much fun to play against. And in the side chat, you'll see it was actually kind of neat. We had a couple of the other top tier players were spectating the game and commenting on it during the game as well. So if you're looking at the right side, you probably saw some of that. Obviously, this last exchange was just between he and I, but great game, a lot of fun. And again, I just want to thank everybody that supported the channel and followed me through this journey as I'm, learning the metagame, but more importantly, learning, the YouTube, the software, and just kind of having fun with it. So it's been a blast. Probably not going to post anything for quite some time, but I hope this was a good one to tide you over. So enjoy. Feel free to make sure you press the like button down below. Leave me a comment or subscribe, and that way you'll be notified as soon as we start getting some new content onto the channel. Thanks so much, and take it easy.